Hello, Katie here, friends, family, whatnot. So, today I was feeling kind of depressed about a lot of different things, honestly. One of the things that I've been depressed about is just all the animosity and the hatred I see on social media and in the world, and between people who call themselves friends. Like, I got unfriended from Facebook this week because I dared to criticize our president. Oh well. But just people are fighting right now. There's like corrupt cops killing innocent black people, and there are black people killing innocent cops, and that's unacceptable to me. And I know we can do better than that, and it breaks my heart to see our country so divided right now. And it depresses me that ISIS is killing people indiscriminately. They don't care, bombing people, bombing cities, innocent people dying left and right. I mean, all we hear about in the news is the bad, the bad, the bad, and it's just depressing me. Oh my goodness, this wind is making me, oh, sorry. I'm not crying, it's this wind. Anyway, yeah, so that was depressing me, the state of the world, how we behave towards each other. People we call our friends, we're treating like they're our enemies. And why? I just don't understand it. And I don't understand why we fight each other with such hatred. It's not even that we disagree, it's that we are mean to each other. Like, cruel. And why? Because we disagree. Let me tell you something. Whether or not you disagree with me, that is not, your beliefs, that's not contingent, or my friendship is not contingent on what you believe. Sorry, I had a hard time thinking that. But that depressed me. And then, this whole news about my hip depressed me because, well, there's a lot of reasons. I don't know that I'll go into all of them, but it's just depressing to have an old lady problem when I'm so young. It's depressing because I don't know how it's going to affect my ability to do Kung Fu, which is something I love, and has brought me so much peace and strength, and not just physically, but emotional strength. And I was already strong to begin with, and I owe everything to what I've learned, to my Sifu, to my Kung Fu family, and I want to be the best I can for them. Oh, good Lord. And I don't know how this hip thing, the prospect of this surgery, is going to affect that. And I'm terrified of this surgery because, it's a serious surgery. I could die. Probably won't, honestly, but I could, and that scares me. And I'm also scared of the prospect of never walking again. Again, something I know won't happen, probably, but it still is just one of those things that has been weighing heavily on my mind. And so I found myself today really depressed and sucked into this pity party. And after my procedure was done, and by the way, it did hurt like hell. Like I was predicting, it hurt worse than my knee, and I cried like a little girl. I am not ashamed to admit that. Okay, I'm a little ashamed, but please understand, it hurt pretty bad. I went to lunch with Larry afterwards. He's the one that took me. And so I wanted to say thanks by treating him to lunch. And so we were talking about how I was feeling, and he said to me, you can't expect your life to get better if you're always so negative and always so focused on the bad things. You need to start focusing on the good things. And I thought about that, and long story short, I had this epiphany that maybe I would start, documenting routinely the good things that happened to me that day. So I thought I'll record a video once a week, maybe more, but we're gonna shoot for once a week because I'm honestly a little flaky sometimes. And I'm just gonna talk about the things that were positive that day, that made me happy. And I want to see how this turns out, and not just for my sake, but for yours, because part of the reason I want to do this is because with all the horrible things going on in this world and all the negativity out there, I just want to bring something happy to my friends because I care about you, each and every one of you, So let's get started with the things that I felt positive for today. I had a reasonably good day at work today. That doesn't always happen. I came in and my department was all pretty much clean. I didn't have that much to do when I got there, which I always enjoy, especially when I'm tired, which I was this morning. Let's see. And my coworker Edwin, who I thought quit, he showed up, and I was happy to see him because he's a good worker and he's a good friend, and we have a blast. And we found, when we were stocking yogurt, we found this inside one of the cases of the Noosa yogurt. It has a little cardboard, divider, but somebody had printed on it, stock with swag. And he and I just cracked up over that. That was the funniest thing. And so we decided to tape that to the dairy wall, to the door, rather, and just let that be a reminder to everybody. Stock with swag, take pride in your job, have fun with it. And so we did that, and we had a kick out of that, and that was good. And then Brenda, my manager, the second in command of the store, actually, she got it in her head that she wanted me to learn how to do more of the department manager's duties, and in this case, price changes. And I had kind of learned how to do them a month ago, but I honestly had forgotten. And so she had me work with my friend Gino, who's become like my work best friend, I guess you would call him. My work bestie, there you go. And he's the department manager of a grocery, and so we got to spend the last hour of my day working together, palling around, like friends do, cracking jokes, teasing each other, and and I thought that was good because I always like spending time with my friends, even if it's at work. So that was good. And let's see what else. Oh, and I'm grateful to all my pen pals. I have a Tumblr. You may be watching this on Tumblr, but if you're watching it on Facebook, I have a Tumblr. And I have so many wonderful pen pals from all over the world, and it's amazing to me that they cared so much about me that they were sending me, their well wishes, their prayers. It's like I actually matter to people I don't even know in real life, and that's something special. And while I'm on the subject, it's truly awesome to me, like, when one or two of them, or however many, have told me, that because I teach them, little things I've learned about writing from college and just from my own experience, and they tell me that I'm an inspiration to them, and I suppose that's a really positive thing, that they look up to me like a mentor, and that's a positive thing, and it means the world to me. And it occurred to me that, and because of those conversations with them, and it occurred to me, I am not worth my job, like, yeah, right now my job's not what I trained for. I'm doing what I can to, take care of my kids and survive. Is it what I trained to do, what I dreamed of doing when I was a kid? No. Not even slightly. But it is what it is. But who I am is not equated with what I do. I can still make a difference in somebody's life, without having to work at a posh job, like, be like a tenured professor at Harvard. I can matter to somebody, you know, I can do something that just means something to them and change the world a little bit at a time that way. And that is something that I found to be very positive, and it made me happy, you know, that revelation, because I was pretty sad about working where I work right now and feeling like I was never going to make a difference. But I realized that I do make a difference. It's just not in the way I expected. And what else can I talk about today? I am thankful. Well, not, we're talking about positive things, I guess, not gratitude. Well, it could be the same thing. I feel positive that I have you guys listening to me right now, whoever you are. I don't know who took the time to click on this and listen, but I'm happy for that. You know, this, you know, it means that you care, that you're interested, you know, and maybe, like I said, in a little kind of way, maybe you'll be able to take something from it and, like a butterfly effect, you know, make a difference in your life, make your life better. Think about the things that make you happy, that you have to be grateful for, to be thankful for, you know. And I suppose that's really all I can say today. Well, I will say one more thing. I was thinking about the chain of events that led me to the procedure today, and I was thinking that all the dominoes that had to fall into place for them to catch this problem, because they were going to write it off as a muscle strain. When I went to the emergency room the first time after I'd collapsed, they said I'd pulled a muscle, and I didn't. I knew I'd hurt my bone somehow, but they didn't want to listen to it because they didn't see anything on the x-ray, not initially. And then they got to looking a little bit more, and they called me a couple hours later, and they said, you know, we actually did see something on your hip bone in the x-ray. You need to go see your doctor because you need an MRI. And then I went to my doctor, and he said, yes, you need an MRI. And he sent me for that. And that MRI, you know, figured out what the heck is wrong with my hip, you know, and why I have these old lady problems. And now I feel positive. I feel happy that they were able to figure it out, and now that they can treat it. Yeah, the prospect of surgery is scary, but on the plus side of that, you know, I'm young. And the doctor himself said that whenever they have to do surgery like that on a young person, that their recovery is generally really really good. You know, they recover very, very well, and that's a positive. You know, to know that I'll probably do okay, and that's reassuring. So I'm grateful for that. So, and I'm grateful for that. You know, like I said, you know, I live here. This is my home, and I'm proud of it. You know, yeah, Lake Minnequaw is just a glorified pond, but how beautiful. I mean, it's just right there. And there's like swans over there. And, I mean, geese, of course, and ducks, but, you know, all sorts of wildlife. And there's hawks, you know, and it's gonna rain. And that's a positive thing because we've got all sorts of fires going on right now, and that's going to help the firefighters. So, well, I suppose that concludes my first, you know, entry in this experiment. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good evening and a happy day.